Yeah, but you were bringing
Don't tell me anything. You don't know, button your lip. You don't know. You don't know. So, enough. Well, I did pick Georgia Tech out of that bracket.
Good pick.
But I don't know. I may have to go back to Kentucky.
They are the best team in the country right now, my man.
No, they're not. Connecticut is.
No.
With Okefenokee. St. Joe's, that is a joke.
No, wait a minute. Okay.
And Martelli's got it.
So the Oklahoma State pick out of that region. You see, I'm looking at. I bet you Texas Tech, by the way, doesn't get by Charlotte.
I agree with you.
So.
I agree with you.
And
Charlotte will also give St. Joe's all they can handle in that second round.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to stick with Oklahoma State there. Pittsburgh, I don't know. I'm not impressed with them.
No?
They're a good team, but I don't think they're as strong as the Cowboys. The Atlanta region, Charles.
Yep.
Duke being number one there, well, just simply because I like Krzyzewski and can spell his name.
I know.
Can you, Sid?
Probably not, no.
K-R-Z-Y-Z-E-W-S-K-I. Anyway.
Hello?
Hello.
I like Mississippi State, except that's a stupid pick.
They pose a significant threat, man.
Why are they a stupid pick? They won 25 games this year. They were 2 seed. They're not a stupid pick. And they're not. I mean, Duke is still the best team in the region, but they're not a stupid pick, Mississippi State.
They can take it all the way.
No, they can't. That's a stupid pick.
They can take it all the way.
That's just stupid.
And then out of the Phoenix region, we have Stanford.
That's ridiculous.
I'll bet you Stanford, well, I don't see anybody they can lose to.
They can lose to Maryland. Absolutely.
Yeah, but they don't get to Maryland.
Second round. Stanford will beat Alabama. Maryland will beat Syracuse. And then Maryland will put a whooping on Stanford. And then Maryland will play UConn to get to the Final Four.
Maryland will beat Stanford.
Yep. Whoop them.
That's no question there. NC State, very powerful team. Who's their starting point guard?
Oh, they've got a kid named Hodge, who's just one of the best scorers. See, this time of year, you got to have that guard who can score points. That's why NC State is dangerous. They've got that player in Hodge.
Is that Melissa Stark doing the news on MSNBC now?
Yeah.
She used to do the Monday Night Football thing?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
She went to NBC, and now she's at MSNBC.
Oh. Why did they get rid of her on the football? I thought she was good.
She quit.
She left.
Oh, she quit?
Yeah, she's having a baby.
Oh, she did? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So she had the baby, and now she's...
She wanted to be a serious news person, so she went to NBC instead.
Okay.
And they got Lisa Guerrero.
Yeah. 17 till they are. Here's Chuck with a little update on the news. Here are the two goobers, look like Sopranos extras sitting in the studio, by the way, Bernie.
Two guys from our affiliate in Boston. Two nice gentlemen.
Why are they here?
They're here because they work for the station, and they know Paula O'Connor, Eddie Mazzoulis, and David Hasty.
What do they do there?
One of them is Eddie's the producer of the Imus in the Morning program in Boston.
Yeah.
And David works for Grady Media Boston.
They look like two thugs, don't they?
Oh, they look like two nice guys from Boston. What are you talking about?
They look like two guys off the
What
Sopranos.
thugs? They look like nice college kids.
All right. Here's Chuck with the news.
First reported American peacekeeping casualty in the Haiti peacekeeping mission. A U.S. military spokesman says a Marine has been shot and wounded. Marine patrolling in a neighborhood that is a strong area of support of ousted Aristide, and got shot in the arm, small caliber weapon. The injury is not life-threatening, but the first casualty in the Haiti, actually, peace-restoring mission.
By the way, even if we can't get Mike to participate in this process,
Yeah.
we will have the station pool, which he'll be involved in, and so will you.
Right. I'll beat him. I killed him there last year.
Okay, well then...
2 years in a row, I beat him in that.
Okay, then, so even if we can't get him to go one-on-one with you,
Right.
at least you will, and he enters the pool how many times?
Twice. Last
In
year.
this
Well-
one, he enters once.
Okay.
Now, last year he entered 2 pools, by the way. And I think he came in 111th and 124th out of 127.
Okay, so if you beat him in the station pool,
Not good.
then that'll be, if you can't get him to agree to the
No good.
sitting in the corner wearing the loser T-shirt, which he's not going to do, I guarantee
No,
you.
he won't. No, but then he'll say he didn't take it seriously at the office pool. He's only going to take it seriously if he goes head-to-head with me, because he's so deathly afraid that I'll beat him on the Imus in the Morning show, the everly popular Imus in the Morning show, which I will beat him. I'll destroy him.
You're not going to destroy him.
He worked at CBS. He ran this show. He's a sports doctor. I'm not knocking Mike. I think he's great. I mean, in my opinion, Mike is probably the greatest sports radio guy in the history of the business. I'm not just saying that. No, I'm being serious. I really believe that he is. I'm being totally serious. But I will beat him badly in this. Badly.
country awaits.
Yeah, keep me updated on
Let's
Yeah,
that.
but
go.
you were going to beat Bernard, remember?
Well, I had a rough day. I had one bad day. You're going to keep bringing it back? One bad day? I had one bad day.
You're gonna-
Elbow was killing me. I had a bad neck.
All you need in the March Madness situation is one bad day, too, by the way.
I understand.
So
And you're
you could have
done.
another bad day,
Mm-hmm.
which I suppose I predict you'll have. Anyway, Chuck's doing the news. We're trying to stop interrupting when he's doing the news, okay?
Well, I'm upset now.
Go ahead, Charles.
Sorry.
What?
President has lost a strong ally in the war in Iraq. The conservative government of Spain has been ousted. Security guards say they prevented a terror attack on the U.S. consulate in Karachi, Pakistan, found a van parked outside that had a powerful bomb inside the van, and they were able to defuse it. Haiti's ousted President Aristide is on his way back to the Caribbean because Jamaica has offered him asylum, and he evidently is going to take it.
Great.
President Bush hits the campaign trail today, heads to Pennsylvania, one of the states considered pivotal in the November election, and the Reverend Al Sharpton will reportedly discuss ending his failing presidential campaign with representatives of John Kerry as soon as today, insiders have told the New York Post. The discussion expected to include a pledge from the Kerry camp that Sharpton, quote, will play some role in the Democratic campaign against President Bush.
They should
Exact
let-
role to be determined.
They definitely should let Reverend Al speak at the convention,
Well,
just simply because he's a great speaker.
some role. And they say it should, the Sharpton people are saying it better be significant.
He may be indicted by then from embezzling his campaign funds.
Yep. He does
He's in
have-
trouble.
Yeah, he does have some problems.
Guy's an embarrassment. Get him off the stage. Black people didn't even vote for him.
Well, there are some problems.
You know what? If he's so nervous, by the way, about Chernoff and the Mike and the Mad Dog show on this station, then I'll tell you what else you can do then, besides humiliating himself on your program. Let me host Mike Duff. Nothing to do with Chernoff. It's his show. It's his creative control. Nobody can tell him what to do with that program. Let me go on NBC on Sunday night and host Mike Duff as the guy that beat him in the pool. It's his show. No one tells him what to do with that thing. Not
Well,
you.
you're just so desperate to get attention and to get some gig. I mean, no, you got to put up some money. You have to put up some money. If you can't put up any money, you can't be in this thing. You have to put up your car or something.
No way. What are you, nuts?
Well,
You have a fancy car.
you have no confidence in your own ability then.
So I'll
You're
put my-
revealing yourself to be a sniveling sissy boy.
I'll put my Saab up against his Mercedes. How about that?
Well, no. He'll decide what he's going to do. Although what he's offering to put up is not significant enough in my view.
No.
So,
not
right,
gonna-
Charles?
So neither person really has a heavy emotional
Yeah.
investment in this darn thing.
Neither one of you are willing to step up.
No,
Who's
no.
what?
Money is
No, no,
irrelevant.
I
You can
don't have the
humiliate
mo-
both of them. You can humiliate both of them
Right.
easily.
Right.
How?
The thing with Francesa is perfect, and you could have Sid serve him coffee all morning or something in a maid's outfit.
Well, have Condon do my show with
Just, but,
Jody.
no,
A priest outfit.
because that doesn't mean anything to Sid because he already will do that. He's
Right,
already dressed up like women on the program. So Francesa is right. Sid has to. Money is what means something to Sid.
I don't have it.
Money means nothing to Francesa.
And dignity means everything to Francesa.
So the image and dignity to Francesa is everything. So Francesa has to be willing to come in and sit here in the corner with a dunce hat on, wearing a T-shirt that says "loser" if he loses,
And a ball in his mouth. Come on.
and with a ball in his mouth.
And the back of it says Sid rules.
And Sid's got to cough up some shekels.
And Sid's got to come up with some significant money. If Sid can't, then Mike won't, then we can't do it.
Deal's off.
Deal's off. That's all. 11 till the hour.
Here now on the Imus in the Morning program, Dear Mary, postcards to and from the openly gay daughter of Vice President Dick Cheney, Mary Cheney.
Dear Mary, what's your take on what I believe to be the biggest controversy facing the church today? The new Mel Gibson film about Jesus. Signed, Father Frank in Fargo.
Dear Reverend Reprobate, you think the biggest controversy facing the church is a movie? Jeez, I thought it was that you prevert priests couldn't keep your hands off the altar boys. But hey, I guess that's okay, so long as you don't marry them, right? Stay out of the sacrificial wine, you kid-touching freak. Love, Mary.
Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. Everywhere that Mary went, that lamb was sure to go. And you could hear that singing, la
at Friendly Motors, at Friendly Motor Cars, on Mercedes-Benz of Danbury, there is a relaxed, no-pressure buying atmosphere. They have 11,000 active clients between both locations. They offer you loyal service. Mike Ostro surrounds himself with great people like John Repetto, the GM at Friendly, who's been working with Mike for over 13 years. Mike Delahante, the parts director, who's been there since 1987. Jean Marie Lewis, who started as a receptionist in 1991, played her cards right, and that's the sales manager, right, Charles?
Played some kind of cards right.
And Bob Camastro, he played his cards right, too. And he was the sales manager. Now, this moron co-owns Mercedes-Benz of Danbury. How great a deal is that? Great people mean great service, and people love going to these two dealerships because they see the same people there year after year, and man, that's important when you're buying a pretty expensive car like a Mercedes-Benz. They have, as I said, 11,000 active clients between these two dealerships. That's significant. Mercedes-Benz of Danbury, 100 Federal Road there in Danbury, Connecticut, or Friendly Motor Cars on Old Post Road in Wappingers Falls, New York. You can call the Wappingers Falls Friendly Motors Cars dealer, Chip, at 1-845-298-0600. You can call old Camastro over at Mercedes-Benz of Danbury at 877-778-6333. Call ahead and they'll warm up on their machines for you there, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, seems like every day TV getting more expensive, doesn't it? Or the programming rates. Sounds good, huh?
It's pretty amazing, really.
Isn't it? And these are the speakers through a microphone. I mean, that's what it sounds like a person. Sounds.
Neato.
Where is she? In Madrid?
Yes, she is.
Good morning, Dwana. How are you?
I'm just fine.
What's going on there?
Well, the U.S., lost its close ally in Spain this week, which is a pretty big deal.
No.
And the new guy, Zapatero, you heard what he said, I guess.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
The war in Iraq is a disaster. The occupation is a disaster. It's generated nothing more than violence and hate. And he said Bush and Blair will have to reflect and engage in some self-criticism because you can't organize a war on the basis of lies, which is a huge departure from his predecessor, Jose Maria Aznar, who was a real close ally of President Bush and the one who sent Spanish troops to Iraq. Zapatero now says he'll pull those troops out in the summer unless there's a UN mandate to keep them. So it's really just a seismic shift in Spanish politics.
Well, how big of a deal actually is it, though, other than just symbolically?
Well, I think it's a big deal in that everybody's looking at this. I mean, there are people who are highly critical of Zapatero who say he shouldn't have come out and taken this about face because essentially it makes it look like Al-Qaeda won the election, that it's appeasement, that the terrorists have gotten away with essentially influencing Western politics because the Spanish people, rightly or wrongly at this point, believe that Al-Qaeda was behind the attacks last Thursday, and they believe that Spain was targeted because it so strongly supported the war in Iraq and was such a close ally of the United States. So in that context, it's pretty significant and fairly chilling. And, someone like Tony Blair, for example, is watching this very closely because a large number of people in Britain, of course, were opposed to the war in Iraq, too. And, it raises that question of if terrorists can commit an atrocity like this a couple of days before an election and that has an impact on the outcome, I don't know what that bodes for the future,
Doesn't sound great. How far ahead was Azner's government in the polls before the bombing, and how much did they lose by?
I don't know the exact percentages. They weren't ahead by a vast amount before the bombing happened, but they were expected to win.
Yeah.
And it was, all the commentators here and the political analysts believe it was because just before, about a few hours before the polls opened, this announcement that they'd found an videotape with a guy from Al-Qaeda claiming that they were responsible for the attacks. That really sent a chill through people in this country, and everyone, most commentators here suggest that is why Aznar lost. And in fact, that one of the places where the train wreck was just being cleaned up yesterday, one of the spots where actually 70 people died in one train car yesterday, as they were just cleaning up the last bits of it. And there were a bunch of people who just came and watched and were sort of standing there in stunned silence. And there were a lot of signs that had been put up and things, and graffiti spray painted on the walls. Things like, Aznar responsible. Aznar, you brought us into this war. This is the consequence. Rightly or wrongly, people are directly linking the support for the war in Iraq with making this country a target for terrorists. So,
Well, it's about 90% of the people who apparently they polled there in Spain were against the war anyway, weren't they?
oh yeah, it was
probably not
almost
so-
unanimous. Yeah, the support for the war and
Of our urban.
Sort of appropriate that while Reverend Chapman was speaking, there was a police siren in the background.
That was not lost on me either.
What else going on?
Excuse me, I got to go. The police is on the way.
Reverend Al says it's time for the Democratic Party to rally around Kerry as the only way that President Bush can be beaten. But he is staying in the race, he said, to help advance the dialogue of minorities.
That's fine.
An educational panel last night voted to approve a plan to put an end to the practice of social promotion in the city's public schools. However, that vote was not without considerable controversy. Just hours before the vote was taken, Mayor Bloomberg abruptly...
I know Imus Ranch products, the Imus Ranch dressings or Imus Ranch salsa or turquoise buffalo tortilla chips or Imus Ranch coffee was carried at Stu Leonard's. So I asked Mike O'Connell from the outfit that distributes all of the products, and he said because I had called Stu Leonard a crook. I couldn't remember whether he was a crook or not. So, and
Though some sort of problem did stick in our mind.
yeah, something happened,
Yeah.
you know. So.
And then?
This is kind of unusual for these supermarket chains not to want to carry. Well, first of all, it's a great product,
Sure.
and secondly, it's 100% of the after-tax profits go to the Imus cattle ranch for kids with cancer. And on down the line, as we make enough money for the ranch, we go to all kinds of organizations. We do much as Paul Newman does. Paul Newman gives money to us, for example. So, but it turns out that Stu Leonard Sr. was sentenced to 5 months shy of the maximum sentence recommended by federal guidelines, as Mr. Leonard and 3 executives pleaded guilty to skimming more than $17 million in sales from the family's Norwalk store. They have 3 Stu Leonard stores. And apparently, as he was sentenced, and poor guy apologized, and I'm sorry I did it and all that. Apparently, Stu Leonard Jr., who's president of the company, had participated in this scheme, but had received immunity from prosecution as part of the July plea agreement, at least from this New York Times article. There were indications that new details of the case had surfaced. The documents indicated that the younger Mr. Leonard had been kept informed about the scheme and had altered sales figures to cover it up. So maybe I just didn't include enough of the Leonard family as crooks.
Could have been their reason for their dismay is that you singled somebody out when it should have been a broader net you cast.
Yeah, single out to poor. Well, if they don't want to carry the products, don't carry them. They suck anyway, so.
America doesn't need leaders who play politics with 9/11 or see the war on terror as just another campaign issue. Our nation's safety is too important.
Every night it's the same. I feel your heart turn cold as rain. Another you'll be gone again. I hear the front door close. They say you got to go downtown.
When Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon, he used a Plantronics headset.
We're here at the New York Stock.
And by the way, more celebrities going to Israel to try to help out in the peace cause. You know that, a bunch of celebrities now.
Why did he come off the bench?
Well, he's hurt, I mean. He's banged up, and Chris Ford felt that it would be better off if he just kind of came back slowly and came off the bench. And Allen was insulted. Didn't play that day and had these comments just yesterday.
So it's an ego thing.
I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's honor, pride.
Did the other players look at him as being dissed?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think so. I think that you would hope that he would, for the betterment of the team, and the team is struggling, they are looking to make the playoffs, that he would come off the bench knowing full well that his health is more important to the team in the long run and not make a big deal about it.
Ain't about the team, it's about me.
Just do your job and shut up.
Now, I mean, I ain't playing it.
I don't think so.
You think y'all don't go through up and down? Come on, get a grip. Because AI is AI, we got to go through that, and we'll go through it.
Do ups and downs
God
include
got
throwing
his
your wife
back.
out naked?
Excuse me?
Do ups and downs include throwing your wife out
Girl,
naked?
get out of my face with that crazy stuff.
That's only hearsay.
Where you get that from?
That's hearsay.
Because somebody told it to you?
True.
Did Tawana tell you that?
Yeah.
Did Tawana, don't ask me nothing. Did Tawana tell you that?
I haven't spoken with
All right, then. Don't go there with me.
that's why I'm-
Don't go there with me. Don't go there with me.
Have a
You want to
nice
keep it
day.
real, you keep it real with me. Because I ain't for no games.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Oh, you know that gasoline smell? Smells like...
Look.
It was no simple task.
The St. Patrick's Day parade in New York this morning, right?
Exactly. For Channel 4, the local NBC
okay.
affiliate, yes.
All right.
Is there any gig that he'll say no to?
None.
Chris Matthews, we'll talk with him. And Marjorie Egan, who writes for the Boston Herald.
Great.
Barnacle now writes for the Herald as well, as you perhaps know. But first, with a little national news and stuff, is anything going on?
Sure.
Well, what would it
There's
be?
some stuff going on.
All right.
The father of this guy wanted by police in the I-270 sniper case out in Columbus, Ohio. He's turned over a gun used in the shootings to police, and suspect Charles A. McCoy Jr.'s sister is calling for her brother to turn himself in. Amy Walton wants her brother to surrender.
How long has this been going on?
We miss you. You need to call us.
But that's something that you're...
Well, these victims were white, so it wasn't Charles McCoy.
Oh, stop.
No, come on.
Yeah, no, Mike, that's
that's
just-
not going to...
No, it's not
I'm not
necessary.
getting off on the right foot here.
No, not at all.
All right, what else?
One of the shootings resulted in the death of
That
this...
can't be the only news.
No, it's
Some
not.
nut in Ohio shooting people, is there?
Well, how about I finish that story and move forward?
Big story in Boston. They want to move the Democratic convention from the Fleet Center. Well, they don't. The dopey governor does.
Mr. Romney, yes, suggesting that.
He's
to the new convention center.
He's not likely to be at any Mensa meeting,
Well,
is
why
he?
would you say that?
Well, I
mean,
don't know. He's just
further getting
But
yourself
this strikes me as being
on the wrong foot here.
as sharp as a knife in a drawer, you know. But maybe he is. Maybe he's fine.
John Kerry won Illinois. Did you know that? So that...
Why don't you people like Kerry? I don't understand that. Am I just misguided? And
Plus, he's dissing them. He's not going to a breakfast here on Sunday.
These are the people who know John Kerry very well.
well, just these people. But these clearly, we have a room full of people who could be that guy in Ohio.
What's
These
your
two
middle
guys.
name,
Look at
Mo?
these two guys here. What you want to?
What's your middle name?
How many fights do you think those two have started at the Fleet Center in hockey games? I mean, hundreds.
Actually, they're going to be the first gay couple married in May. Stand up, take a bow, gentlemen.
12 minutes after the hour here in the Iowa City Morning program.
I'm dead when I leave here. I can go to Claire.
You are.
I'll tell you what room he's in.
Plus, I couldn't bring my gun to Massachusetts, so you're on your own. Anyway, you know how strict they are at Logan Airport?
Very. They're serious.
Even if you fly on a private jet, they still X-ray all your stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which I fortunately found out before we left. Well, I'd be in jail there, wouldn't I?
Yes, you would.
Oh, that'd be good. No. Because then you're just like Whitney Houston's husband, you know? Get arrested with a bunch of cash and a gun at the airport. I mean, you just don't need that.
No.
Do you?
No, particularly at Logan. No, you
No,
don't.
of course not. But I mean, I think that's actually good.
Oh, it's
no, I don't think it's good. It is good.
I know it's good. You're darn right.
All right, what else?
Speaking of that, France could be the next country in the sights of terrorists. A purported Islamic group sending letters to several French newspapers claiming to, quote, plunge France into terror and remorse and spill blood outside its frontiers. An editor of one of the daily papers receiving the letter says it linked the threat to the country's recent ban on headscarves in state schools, a step Paris took to curb an increase in Islamic influence among young Muslims who are being radicalized. However, France's interior minister told a radio station the threat doesn't, quote, bear the hallmarks of phrasing customary to Islamic extremists, but nevertheless, some people are saying it does put France directly in the target sites of the terrorists.
Sid Rosenberg is here, and what's going on in sports, Sid?
Last night, Florida A&M won, so they're in the NCAA tournament like we talked about, and these fine people of Boston. I'm happy to report to you that in this competition that's taking place on the Imus show between myself and Mike Francesa, I have you in my best interest, because when I beat Mike Francesa in a couple of weeks, he will proudly wear the colors of the best team in Major League Baseball this year, the Boston Red Sox. For you guys.
No, seriously, what do you really think?
Because it's just anybody you won't suck up to.
No, no. You know, it's funny because last night at the bar I met Doris Kearns Goodwin's husband, Dick Goodwin.
Yeah.
First of all, he's a genius, this guy.
Yes, he is.
And secondly, I didn't realize the movie Quiz Show, because John Turturro is one of my favorite actors, is about him. But it's just funny to hear people talk when you're not around, like at the bar last night. They talk in like endearing terms as if you were like dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to do this, and I was here, and if you were in the bar last night, you would have thought you passed away about 10 years ago.
That's called wishful thinking.
Yeah, I guess.
Actually, if you were here looking at him this morning, you would think that he passed away 10 years ago. But
Actually, I don't feel well.
I know I'm way too late last night.
I was asked this question a lot last night. What is Imus doing right now up in his hotel room? And I had no answer, so. What were you doing last night up in your...
Cursing the furniture.
Look at that chair, you fat bastard. What do you weigh, about 400 pounds?
Let's see. What was we talking about? Six City, yeah. Restless people from the Six City. But they're home now to make the sky look pretty. What can I do? I'm just a person. This is the line that we always seem to hear. You just sit. Things get worse and watch TV and drink your beer. Imus in the morning.
Thought about your liver lately? Well,
Program on the radio all over the country and simulcast on MSNBC. I actually watched the entire, what I was doing, I watched Keith Olbermann last night.
Yeah.
I like him. Have you ever watched an entire show?
I certainly have. Pretty good, I watch Keith with frequency.
Any of y'all watch MSNBC or Fox or Fox? That's fine. Believe me, I do what I can do. And I'm already irritated with all of you. But, you know, I didn't see any way. Remember back in, who did I support in I can't remember who I supported in the 92 election.
That's not good.
Bill Clinton. Which week?
Did I actually vote for Bill Clinton?
Absolutely.
I did?
Yeah.
Not only that, you resurrected him.
You saved him.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, I had stopped drinking for years then.
I know.
5 years, anyway.
You revived him, reached down, gave the man a helping hand up, pulled him
I
out.
didn't see any way that he could beat George Bush. Remember?
Yes, I do.
But nor did anybody else.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, well, you know, Natalie McMaster's here, and
Yeah.
sure. I think this is probably a good idea. In fact, I know it is. She has a new album out, the first studio album in 4 years. Anyway, please welcome here to the Imus Morning program, Natalie McMaster.
All right.
That was pretty good, huh?
Holy cow.
That's just about 1,000,000 times better than I thought it was going to be. That's really pretty good. That's good. We'll ask her to do some more stuff throughout the morning. Mark Barnacle's coming up. You guys glad Barnacle's back at the Herald or no? Not back at the Herald. He was at the Globe, and then
He's back, period.
and then he had the answers written on his hand, and or something. Well, I like Barnacle, so as you perhaps know. Anyway, so he'll be. We'll talk to him about. See what he thinks about moving. I think isn't he? Well, he's kind of a liberal weenie, though, isn't he?
I was waiting to tank for Kerry.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, he's
you know.
I mean, for example, I'm not in the tank for Kerry. I could, if things don't start to look better.
You got one hand holding out the rim.
So,
Barnacle's standing right by the window over there, so he could jump if they didn't like him.
Yeah.
The second floor, Mike.
We have this just in. Senator Kerry's announced he's leaving his wife for the newest Powerball winner. We'll talk with Barney coming up.
Takes two to get together. It takes time to make it last. Sure, we'll all end up in some ways like the drink in last night's glass. But we take this chance together. Let's not think about the end. Never mind the strangers, 'cause I'll always be your friend. Imus in the morning.
I don't get it. They've got TV channels for fishing. Insurance approval and cannot be combined with customer cash. Must take delivery from dealer stock by March 31st, 2004. See participating dealer for details.
5 minutes after the hour here at the Imus Morning program on the radio around the country and on MSNBC. We're broadcasting live this morning from the Ritz-Carlton in Boston, Massachusetts, on 96.9 FM Talk. Hey, Charles and I were talking about how much we love Boston, and we're not trying to patronize you because but we've already have an adversarial relationship being the audience already this morning. But it's a great place. And what's the name of this park across the street?
Right across the street.
Commons.
Is that the Commons?
We used to run there
Yeah, it's a beautiful
years
place.
ago.
Yeah.
That little bridge,
Yeah.
little ducks and stuff.
It's a city of great charm and character.
Imus on the Road, sponsored by Nikon, by Bigelow Tea, tea for every taste, by Mohegan Sun, closest casino to Manhattan, and by the new Verve pin from Cross. Cross, of course, the official pin of the Imus Swim program. Also locally, here at 96.9 FM Talk in Boston by SBLI Savings Bank Life Insurance, and by the Ritz-Carlton, which is a gorgeous hotel here in Boston. We used to say it was a Four Seasons when Robert Brown was there, but it's still a Four Seasons, still a nice hotel. I mean, come on.
Sure, a terrific hotel.
But then Robin told us he was going to build his own hotel.
Yep.
And that was about 10 years ago, right?
It's coming along, though.
And I don't know what he does. He sits in his 10,000 square foot office, and I don't know. What does he do?
I don't.
He's selling condos in the hotel.
But when are they going to build the hotel?
Breaking ground in the spring, next spring.
Okay. So, well, all right. Well, then we'll just wait
Actually,
for
this spring.
I was going to say, I think it's like May or something.
We're very happy here at the Ritz-Carlton. Robin's going to have to come up big to do better than the Ritz-Carlton, frankly.
Yes, he is.
Also by Edgewater Technology, by Massachusetts Oil Heat Council, by the Helping Hands of America, by Drew Mortgage, J. and Phillips Auto Glass, and some other people, which I'll get to in just a minute. We're going to talk with Doris Kearns Goodwin, who is showing up here this morning dressed like Evel Knievel. For some reason. Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk with Professor Goodwin here in a minute. That's really troubling. And then Tim Russell, we're going to talk to him, Pat O'Brien, Chris Matthews, Marjorie Egan, but here with a brief look at the head. And then Natalie McMaster, who was that's about 1,000,000 times better than we thought it was going to be.
She is terrific.
Well, we didn't think it was going to be awful, but you know, I have a
wonderful.
cynical view of everything.
Oh, God.
But she plays the fiddle, and she's really good, and she's going to do it again here in a few minutes. But first, here's Chuck with the headlines, and we'll talk to Doris, and then Natalie will play the fiddle. So
And then
all that.
Doris will jump Snake River Canyon or something.
And Doris will ride her motorcycle over the Commons.
Democratic presidential frontrunner Senator John Kerry, coasting to an easy win in the Illinois primary, now hits the ground running. He will deliver what is to be a major address. That's the way it's billed, as opposed to billing it as a minor address. I never did understand that. Described as a major address in Washington on plans for strengthening the military, saying he's going to be a veteran's veteran. U.S. and Iraqi troops fanning out across Baghdad in a new push to find insurgents and illegal weapons. The president says the U.S. remains committed to fighting terrorism and dealing with the worldwide problems it continues to present and will present. The sister of the Ohio highway shooting suspect urging him to give it up, come home. Amy Walton went on Columbus TV yesterday urging Charles A. McCoy Jr. to contact his family and simply say that's enough. And convicted D.C. area sniper...
Why did he disappear all of a sudden? Remember they had the woman who lived next door to him said he was packing his boxes and...
Well, he is off his meds. He apparently is a person who has had mental problems in the past. They say he's not taking his medication, and he's dropped from sight.
Another reason we need a new healthcare system in this country. So,
and another reason
keep these nuts on their medication.
Another reason he's dropped out of sight is probably because he's been shooting people. Convicted D.C. area sniper Lee Boyd Malvo is facing new charges in Virginia, where he's already been sentenced to life in prison, and those are some of the headlines I meant.
What? What?
He was taken into custody late last night, this guy.
He was? That's not on the wires.
No, it just came over.
I'll be darned. Huh. That has not made, Wait a minute. This just handed me, as it were. Yep. Yeah. FBI agent says the guy wanted in the highway shootings has been arrested. They're taken into custody early today, in fact, at a hotel in Las Vegas.
How early today?
A few hours ago, man.
We've been playing his dopey sister trying to get him to call.
Yeah.
All morning, the guy's been in custody.
And apparently the FBI had him. Oh, we were not told how many hours ago. It may have been since Amy Walton was asking her brother to surrender.
Well, here's Kevin Tibbles, NBC News in Ohio. Good morning, Kevin.
Hey, Don, it was just an hour ago they picked him up, 6 a.m. Eastern in Las Vegas, just at the Stardust Casino, I understand.
Not one of the better casinos, but that's fine.
Yeah, the Budget Suites Motel, and he was arrested without incident, Las Vegas police say, just 6 a.m. Eastern time this morning, which I guess you were just mentioning Amy Walton, his sister. I was there last night when she made this plea on the front steps of her home. I was also in the room just a few minutes ago when the news was broken to her that her brother had been arrested without incident. And the first words out of her mouth were, "Thank God." So a very concerned family there. Clearly, this is a fellow who has had some mental difficulties in the past, and I think this entire city of Columbus is breathing a huge sigh of relief this morning. They're waking up to the news that they can actually get in their cars and drive to work today without having to look over their shoulders.
How convinced are we that this is the guy?
I'm Imus too. It was so cute.
Oh, my God.
It's so unlike Sid.
So you were hitting on girls in the
No. He's just a friendly guy. I will testify for him. And he's got the wedding ring and a baby.
Doris, he was hitting on the girls.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what he was doing. Well, we'll talk to Doris about, you're supporting Senator Kerry, aren't you?
I've known him forever. He's a great guy.
I didn't ask her that.
I'm an NBC...
I thought I was supporting Senator Kerry.
I'm an NBC analyst. I have to remain objective.
Oh, okay. Well, I am, much to the dismay of about half the audience here, maybe more, but I could change. I mean, things could not go well for him, and I could be a...
Oh, please, it could be changed in the next 10 minutes. What are you talking about? We get a poll result.
No, I do like him. Well, the other guy's not awful, but he's surrounded by a bunch of jerks. Anyway, we'll talk with Doris Kearns a bit more coming up at 16 after the hour.
What makes us different is we understand multiple sciences from modern biology to chemistry to physics.
We're at the New York Stock Exchange with Chad Holliday, CEO of DuPont, a leader in solving human needs through...
However, lots of volume as a result of that accident. HOV lane is moving well. Take a lower level. It is slow, but you'll get in somewhat faster. Inbound, Gowanus BQE sluggish from the Prospect to the Brooklyn Bridge. Things stay heavy from Metropolitan Avenue right through the LIE with a disabled tractor-trailer truck blocking the lane. Northbound Garden State Parkway doing better at Route 17. They've got the Sanders out there. 10-minute delays at the George Washington Bridge. 15 at the Holland-Lincoln Tunnel has no delays. Imus in the morning forecast. Snow ends this morning. And I'm Tracy Burgess with the Toyota Fan Highway Patrol.
21 minutes after the hour here in the Imus Morning program on the radio and on MSNBC. We're live at the Ritz-Carlton, gorgeous hotel. We're across the street from the Boston Common in Boston, Massachusetts. We're going to talk with Doris Kearns-Gibbon. Natalie McMaster is going to play again for us. Then we're going to talk with Tim Russert. I was just talking with Professor Goodwin about Russert's book. I want to start selling his book too soon, but it's called Big Russ and Me, or Me and Big Russ. Well, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it's just a wonderful account of his life and his dad's life. And, we'll get to that in a second. This Morning Business Report, sponsored by the New York Stock Exchange. Yesterday at the exchange, TNS Incorporated Chairman and CEO Jack McDonald rang the opening bell to celebrate the company's IPO. The company trades under ticker symbol TNS. Today, Ram and Haas Chairman Raj Gupta, what the hell he does, but he's going to ring the closing bell. That's what he does. The company trades under ticker symbol ROH. I think old Raj probably pretty jacked up about all this. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up to 82 points at 10,185. NASDAQ was up 4 and still under 2,000 though. New York Stock Exchange Composite closed up 45 points to 64.90. Mel Gibson says his next project following The Passion of the Christ will be the story of Hanukkah. This is not true, is it?
I don't know.
You know, I saw Kinky Friedman on something last night. He was being interviewed by some, I don't know what the hell it was, so something I was watching. Probably on CNBC. Kinky's comment about the Passion of the Christ was that you thought it would make a good book. Kinky running for the governor of Texas, you know.
Yes.
We all want to get behind Kinky. Anyway, that's a business report sponsored by the New York Stock Exchange. Please welcome to the program Professor Doris Goodwin.
Hello.